Today I'm going to talk to everybody about a resource called TED Ed. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the TED Talks. This is related to those. Basically, what TED Ed is it's a teaching resource that helps with focusing on the right things when looking at videos. And you can go to this website, teded.ted.com, and go ahead and click on lessons. You have two options. One, you can look at lessons that have already been created, or two, you can create a lesson yourself. I'm going to take a look at first the lessons that have already been created and show you how to kind of filter so that it works for your subject matter. So I'm an English teacher, so I'm going to go to the left here and click on literature and language. I'm going to click that I am a high school or upper secondary teacher. If you want to, you can change the duration of time so that you're not doing something too lengthy. If you only have a little bit of time, it's up to you where you want to go with that. And then you can add subtitles in different languages as well. So earlier today, I took a look at this lesson, looking at poetry, as that's one of the things that I have left to do this year. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And basically, the options are given here. You can watch it, you can think about it, you can go to the dig deeper portion and then the discussion portion. And you can also customize this lesson, so you can take what people have already created and kind of make it your own. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is obviously the watch. This is a video that was created. And it goes through, what poetry is. And here, it starts talking about poetry and what constitutes a poem as a poem. As we click here then to the think questions, which we can keep this open on the side, it asks us what makes a poem, all right? So which of the following is not characteristically associated with poetry? And we have some of this information here. And so that was found from our video, and as we were watching our video, we would have seen the answer to this question. Obviously, there's multiple questions that go on. This can be an assessment if you want to treat it that way. And there's also, as you see, short multiple choice answers as well as free choice answers. And you can click Save My Answer here. The next element that you can use is the dig deeper. This allows for extra resources to be given. This is giving us a synopsis of what this lesson was about. And so it kind of reaches multiple types of students. The last portion is the discussion question. It says song lyrics, speeches, and even tweets can share characteristics with poetry. Can these ever be considered poems? Why or why not? Obviously, as you go through this, you can see, some of the students answering in an appropriate fashion, giving examples and things like that. So this is an awesome resource for everybody, and obviously there's a bunch of different types of things that you can use here. You can also, like I said, create your own lesson. So for example, I thought for Romeo and Juliet, if students were missing, this would be an awesome place to find the audio, which I know exists, as Romeo and Juliet is so old that you can, post things like this and it's not against copyright. But this is the audio version.
Romeo and Juliet.
For Romeo and Juliet. And I could, use this link and add questions so that my students who were missing on those days would be able to answer the questions. Something like Romeo and Juliet, if you just give them a bunch of questions, it's very easy to miss where the answer is. So obviously you would go through and do just what that other person did, create the introduction, my think questions, my digging deeper questions, and then a discussion if I wanted to do that. I'm sorry, the dig deeper would be multiple other resources that you wanted to give them. And then there's a conclusion piece if you want to kind of tell the students what you wanted them to get out of it or how they might use this in the future. So that's TED Ed. It's a great resource, and I've used it before in class, and students like obviously anything audio, visual, all of that is great for them. So there's lots of different already created lessons, or you can make something your own. I like this. It gives them a little more ownership than if you're just showing the video in class and asking them questions aloud. So that's TED Ed.